Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Awesomenauts, where we're going to be taking a look at some of the base knots in the base rotation. Today we're going to be taking a look at Max Focus, the last of the four. Hello Truest Keck. Hello. You played a really good Chucho in the last game. Nice playing last game. That was close. We are going to be playing Max, who is the harasser out of the bunch, slash nuker. Last time we played Scoop, it barely worked out. Now we were don't lie. Nah, man. We only barely won. Last time we played it as Scoop, it was tanky. You went in, you didn't expect to do a lot of damage. Max is one of two things, and in both cases, he's kind of the opposite. You want to sit back and do a lot of, like, damage with him. Now, with that said, we are... Oh, my God. We're playing against Space Animal Laika and Badge Collector, two people who I know are very good, and we are going to have a very difficult time against them. And we are going to be playing the new noob loadout, which is to say, like, the people who have just started this game, we're going to be sticking to the items that you can pick, which is anything on the left side here. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. It is not the ideal way to play this character. Like, not at all. I think we're going to go for telescope zoom lens just to start off with. The reason why is because it increases your left click by a lot. So Max has a left click that is usually very short range. We've increased it by almost double. It feels like it's honestly that important. Oh my god, that gnaw is so low. I feel really bad that he's going to live. Be careful. Just take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. Oh god, run. Run, stay safe, stay far. So Max has a couple of benefits to him. First off, he's got a lot of good range on his stuff. Which, admittedly, in this case, we're not able to really use very well. But then, he also has access to some really strong abilities. Like the... I'm looking at this minimap right now, and I'm very worried about my ability to stay out on the field. Laika's playing very aggressively as a Scoldier, and Scoldier is one of those characters you have to be very careful of at all times. Like, if they have a Scoldier, do not, I repeat, do not do anything stupid. Like, just stay far away, be safe. Oh my god, they're so low. They're so low. If only we could just do a little bit more damage. I'd like this. I'd also like this, thank you. So, Max is a character with a very reasonable left click. He also has, like the ability to fly. And out of the four knots you start off with, he's the only one with the ability to fly. The other knots you've got, you have, Lone Star's triple jump, which is really good. You have access to, oh my god, Scoop's normal jump, which is, relatively normal. We got thrown and we died. Who knew? And Frog, who has this, like, super space, like, moon jump. All of these things are very good. Max has the ability to go up and down and fly around, and it can be very, very difficult to deal with if you're on the enemy team. However, because you have that ability, you have no escape mechanisms. And so, like what just happened, we ended up in a situation where we couldn't do very much. So, in our case, it's actually really important for us to go for as much left-click damage as possible, I think, for new players. Your right-click doesn't have the right upgrades to be very potent until much later in the game, which is unfortunate. So you want to focus on your left-click. Now, focusing on your left click has a couple of downsides. Namely, you don't have any damage upgrades to start with, and you have to rely on the ability to just, like, be a nuisance to be an effective Max. Honestly, I do not agree with the loadout that they've got for new players for Max. Like, if it's Max, you know what, get through your first game or two, get your level 2, and then start having a good time with the damage upgrade, like the proper damage upgrade. But as it stands right now, like, we are fairly weak feeling. And as fun as it is to just fly around and to not have to deal with any attack slowdown, which every other knot has to deal with, really, who's ranged in particular. Like, effectively right now, we've got a shotgun that works like a melee attack. It's really great. But with that said, it's not going to do a ton of damage. It's going to be reasonable and very little else. Wow! Ted McPain in with the airstrike. And that's going to be kind of our deal here. Can we effectively set up stuff for our Ted to do other things? Like, oh, very good! Nice airstrike. This Ted's on point. By the way, if you're thinking, oh my god, I'm just going to go buy Ted right away with my awesome points and play him, and I'm brand new to this game, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It won't be fine. Unfortunately, Ted is a very complex Awesomenaut. You're going to need to talk to some other players to learn how to play him, unfortunately. Oh, just put out the damage. There we go. It's the best we could do. It was still a decent amount of DPS, but, you know. Yeah, we're playing about as safe can get, unfortunately. We're gonna let our Ted kind of handle things for we can't. We have to push out at least a little bit. Do not let the X swap you or the Scoldier throw you. Like those are the two things you need to keep in mind. So we're gonna head on back now, as we have the last upgrade that we need on our left click row. So we now have attack speed, which means that we attack a lot faster for a decent amount of damage. Our DPS has increased, and this is good for a variety of different reasons. Especially because we have the flying camera upgrade. What this means now is that we can actually do reasonable damage to stuff that we're flying around. We can chase. We're in for the scoop, effectively. Not for the character scoop. I mean, like, for the newsworthy scoop. Max is a news reporter, and one of the fun ways to play him is to play him in a way that's, like, just, I'm really annoying, and I'm going to chase you down to the ends of the earth without having to worry about, you know, anything else going on. Oh, yeah! I get stuck in the bubble and get lasered, or go through the bubble and get airstriked. This Ted is on fire. Okay, we're doing a decent amount of work here. I'm pleased. Put out the lasers. The lasers are good. So, right now we've already got our left click maxed out. We've barely started playing this game. We don't have to worry about that row anymore, and it's going to do enough damage to keep people happy. And we're relatively quick as well, so it's all good. Yee is about the right move. Why did my voice crack there? Dude, I don't even know where to start. Okay, Leica, it is time. It is time for the eternal sunshine of the spotless blasters. Swahili police just took a decent amount of damage there, but not enough for us to kill him. So we're going to take things easy. Put out the lasers. Out come the lasers. The lasers are good to go. Put out some damage on the here as well. So the increased attack speed is a reason, like, it's helping a lot right now. But it is time to start thinking about other upgrades, especially because our left click is now fully maxed out. We cannot increase, like, we cannot improve it any more than we already have. What's next? Honestly, I think that the best thing to do next would be to increase our right click. Our ability to laser people in the face with our lasers. You know, that ability. Decent damage, but, like, nothing to write home about. Okay, that thing's healing because it's currently fertilized, so don't do anything too crazy. Put out the time bubble, and the lasers will do a good chunk of the work there. Man, this is closer than it looks currently. Like, the experience is, like, exactly on point, so be careful. Careful. We just dealt 300 damage to this guy, which is nice. No, we didn't have the burst at the end of the fucking thing. I miss some of the upgrades you get for leveling up Max. Like, Max has some very good upgrades once he's fully leveled. There's, like, a lot of good shit for him in there. Ooh, nice. There's a lot of good shit for him in his kit. Like, he has access to a ridiculous amount of damage. But as it stands right now, we're going to play more of this harassing kind of, you know, pokey build, which is fine. If a little cute. It's more like the cute play than the actually good play. We just stole that creep. I feel like a baller for that. Okay, put out some more lasers. The lasers only work horizontally, by the way, so, like, that's something to keep track of. Oh, we're toast. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Leica's got us on lock, unfortunately. What would help in that situation? Maybe having access to boots would be very good. And considering our current build, boots is great. But now that we've got boots, what's next? Well, what's next is honestly the only damage upgrade that we have on our right-click row. We're going to increase the number of missiles that we're shooting by 2. But it reduces the damage that they deal by a lot. So, you know, it is what it is. Past that, I mean, I guess we're going to pick up 1 rank of the range and speed increase to make it a little bit easier to land. Oops, should not have stolen that. I feel bad. Okay, so currently we're doing 17 damage per missile against creeps, which is, like, you know, fine, I guess. Against Awesomenauts, it's a lot higher. Good poking. Playing it safe. Okay, careful. Hit that once. You don't need the second one. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. This is good. This is okay. Well, hey, Leica, how's it going? You space-sized jerk. He's not actually a jerk. Leica's one of the nicest people in the community. If you bump into him, say hi. Be on his good side. Don't be a jerk to Leica. He's so nice. And he's also scary good penny. So, you know, keep that in mind as well. Oh yeah, the police, the Swahili police are going to go ahead and have a bit of a hard time right now. I am trying to come in to help out our Ted, but our Ted's gonna be fine. Going for those kind of baller airstrikes that pierce through the ground. Man, damn Ted, you know, with the piercing airstrikes. Okay, we've dealt as much damage as we could there, honestly, but yeah, once we've got like the damage increases possible for this right click, honestly, there's not much else we can do. Right now, our right click is more or less as useful as it's going to be, unfortunately. So, our next trick right now is to just focus on making sure that our... oh, come on, man. Why? Why you gotta be that way? Our next trick is in making sure that our bubble is going to be as effective as possible. So, you might have seen me throwing out a purple time bubble that slows everything down in it. It's really good. It's probably the best ability this guy has, if it lands properly, because of the way that it works. So, Max, Raylan, and Yuri all share a common upgrade type, which slows down time in a small area, and that slowdown time in a small area is very potent because it increases the amount of time that people are stunned. Inside of it increases the amount of, like, it reduces their attack speed. And the fact that it's one-sided means that the enemy team's the only one being affected by it. So, on Max, the downside is that this area moves. Which means that it is a little difficult. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near this wave so long as you're even close to those turrets, Skoldir. It's just not happening. Okay, here comes the damage. Here comes the sun. The damage is good. Put out some poke here to help out the Ted. Do not get the last hit, which was good. You did not. You were trying to help feed the Ted the kill there, and it worked out nicely. The solar boss, by the way, on this map is important to get. As it increases the experience you get, it gives your entire team solar. It heals the person who kills it, so it can be a great way to heal up very, very quickly if you're in the middle of a push, so long as you don't die to it, which is very risky, but, like, you know, it works sometimes. Okay. I want to go in, but, like, now's not a great time. I mean, it's not a great time for them either, but I'll take that thing. Oh, come on. Come on, you're toasted. Very toasted. Good stuff. Badge collector is done. Well, I'm also done, unfortunately. Yep, there's a Weedling there. It killed me. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get the second rank in this. But past that, honestly, there's not much we can do. We're gonna go for the Katie's Orc from the Day Show upgrade. That increases the amount of slow that our bubble does. And that means that so long as they're in my bubble, they move and do everything 10% longer, which is great. And it's gonna be particularly good with Airstrike and with Sawblade if we can manage to pull it off. We also want to pick up the Harry King upgrade, but we're not going to have the chance to right now, and I'd rather have access to a little bit more regen in order to stick around on the map a little bit longer. So that'll hopefully help us against the Nah. Now, it also means that as a harasser, we have access to a little bit more time spent on the field. We could have probably actually picked up regen a lot earlier and been happier for it, but, you know, you can't win everything. Surprise! Chase him, chase him, chase him, chase him, chase him. For everything he's got going on, he's done. I need the HP, so I'm going to steal that. Thank you. Dead, 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 dead. Okay, good stuff. Head back up here. Deal with this. This does not take long to clear out. Like, if there's one thing that Max can do, is that he can clear waves relatively easily with his left click. His right click is pretty bad at it, actually, unless if he's got an upgrade that you can get later on once you've leveled them up called Brutalities of the Kraken Empire. It does a lot of good work. Oh, we're gonna melt that thing through a freaking pulp, though. Careful, 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 team. I know you guys want to push hard, but this is not the time, nor is it the place. Oh, God. Go hard on the bubble slow. It hit, but at what unfathomable cost? We're not going to get a kill, unfortunately. We almost got killed instead, you know, which is a little embarrassing. So, okay. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. It's probably worth our time to try to take out this guy. He's really easy to bait into an attack. If you play the Binding of Isaac, think Monstro. This guy works a lot like Monstro does. If you stay in one place for long enough, then he'll barf in that direction. And then you're like, okay, I'll just move around him. And you can, the tell is big enough that it's not a big deal. So right now we've got a lot of solar. And it would be worth heading back home to shop, but our team is currently trying to be aggressive. So I'm going to try to stick around and help them out if they get in a situation, which currently Scree is in a situation and it sucks. He has not died though, so that's pretty good. Back off. Get your own sandwich. I'll grab it. Thanks. Thanks, it's good. I'll burn that HP pretty quickly if you don't mind my saying so myself. So the reason why I grabbed that HP pack, despite the fact that I was actually in relatively good health. Oh, chase, 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 chase. Lasers! So many lasers. Chase backwards. Is he gonna live? He's gonna live. Oh! I feel bad. There's another HP pack down here, though, buddy. If he looks at his minimap, he's got it. He actually already has full HP? I forgot how he got that, but that's okay. Put out the time bubble. It's going to slow them down a little bit, but honestly, we wasted that, so... But we're not going to waste this as easily. Oh my god, so close. So close! We're playing very pokey, very chasey is the idea, but like it's difficult when when your current build, which is the build that if anyone's starting off with Max right now, if this is the build that you're doing right now, your focus is on sustained damage over a period of time. Like your ability to do damage is tied directly to your ability to kite, stay alive, and you know, that kind of thing. As it stands right now, because of our low-ish HP and our propensity for dying, this could be a little tough. Back off. You have some lasers. Okay, because of our propensity to maybe get killed, it is difficult to stick around in one place. However, that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's grab the size increase, grab the homing, and grab another rank and regen. So, getting a kill here on Leica is huge. And this is largely just Ted and Scree playing out of their minds. We're not playing particularly well. Oh, but we're playing well enough. We're playing well enough. Chase the man down. We've got the ability to do it. We've done it. We've done it. Good chase. Good chase. Let's push up top. Let's do the push thing up top. So what were the upgrades that we picked up? The first thing that we increased, that we got was the size increase on our bubble. And the second thing was we got homing on our thing, on our lasers. So we're not going to use either of those in that situation because it does like terrible turret damage, honestly. And what we'd rather be doing is using our abilities against knots. Like this guy is purely anti-knot, and if we can manage to make that work, oh Jesus, we're alive, but like barely, and that scares the crap out of me. So we're gonna sit back and be a presence on the battlefield, if that makes any sense. Helps clear things out, put out a time bubble every once in a while, grab some HP up here quickly, and maybe even push the lane if it shows up. It's not going to show up. Okay, head downstairs instead. Watch what happens with the lasers from so far downtown that... never mind. Don't worry about it. That wasn't that far downtown anyway. We don't need HP. Let's go up here instead. It might be worth letting the Ted get that HP considering how much regen we've got. It's a little scary. One thing I need to be very careful of is letting Leica do his throw first and then put out the lasers. If I'm going to play that kind of way. Ooh, that almost worked. If that had worked, I was ready with the swap. I was ready for that swap because I put out the bubble, and if they land in the bubble, they're going to have a bad time. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is the time and the place. This is when we chase down the Swahili police, kill him dead, put out the bubble, put out some more damage with the badge collector. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. He's got nothing. He's done. He's toasted, roasted, served up on a platter. He's over. Okay, put out this left click damage. This thing's gonna go down relatively quickly right now, so that's pretty sweet, and we're gonna go in and start actually doing some real work. Leica can't do very much. which is unfortunate for Leica, but he's doing his best, and it's enough, honestly. He almost got us. I mean, he almost got off a really big play there, but you know what? That's that. What won us this game? Literally the fact that Ted and Scree were harassing harder than I ever could. We'll take the step. We'll take a look at the stats after, like right now, effectively. Which is an important part of improving as well. Like, if you have been following the series so far and being like, how do I get better at this video game? Taking a look at the stats afterwards and then taking a look at the replay is pretty sweet. So we did a lot of clear, which was good. And we kept up in terms of solar. Our experience wasn't too far behind of our teammates, and we didn't die a lot, which is important. But let's go into our game that we just had. So self, go in here. We're going to go ahead and fast forward straight to the end and see how much damage we did. As a harasser, that's actually an important stat. Boom. There we go. That took us 19 minutes. Current solar was pretty good. Total solar, I mean, we were ahead of everybody on the other team. Damage, here we go. We did the least on the team, straight up. And that's largely because Max's good upgrades are when he levels up. Effectively, we did what we needed to. But Max's good upgrades. Oh, let me show you those for a second. Like, the reason why I'm getting into this one is because Max is a character I quite like. So, Awesomenauts. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to go into my Knots collection here for a second. So, there's Max. Hello, Max. So, items. This one is really good to get right out of the gate because it means that your right click does damage. This increases the damage of your right click without having to split it up. And if you grab these two and the thing that splits up your damage into 2 lasers, you do so much more damage. Like, it's just a million times better. On his bubble row, the Pete Jenkirk's Galactic News, again, right at the end of his unlocks, it reduces the speed of the bubble, which means that people are stuck in it for longer. Really, really good. It's worth having. And then for left click, I usually get the last 3 in the row. Galactic Police Scanner deals up to 30% more damage by adding a bunch of extra projectiles to it, which is really good. This doubles the damage of your first left click after you've waited for a couple of seconds. So if you use lasers, which takes a couple of seconds, like it takes 1.5 seconds to go off, and then you shoot, dude, you burst them for like 300 damage, and then coupled with just a straight up damage increase from left click, it's really good. It's really, really, really good. And all 3 of those are things you have to unlock. So if you're playing Max to start off with, I think the way that we did it was the best way to do it. Just go into left click early, but as soon as you get the chance, start experimenting with incriminating dirt, because despite the fact that it's more money than hidden microphone, it's overall more damage, and it's pretty sweet. But this style of play works out well. All right, last thing I want to say on this episode. If you want a guide on max focus that's really, really solid, I know that Eagle Eye has one that he's written up on the Steam forums. So go ahead and look up Eagle Eye's max focus guide on the community guides. He goes into exhaustive detail, and he taught me a little bit. He gave me a lot of pointers on how to play this guy. It's been pretty sweet. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. If you did, be sure to let me know. Hit the like button down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.